And Barrister Victor Giwa is joining me on the conversation. He's a legal practitioner and a public affairs analyst. It's good to have you join us this morning on the program.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The last time I checked, you were far away in Enugu State for the NBA meeting and a lot of other things, and we're so glad to have you on the program this morning. Now, let's get to the state of the nation as it is right now. A lot of people, if you ask Nigerians, they will tell you the opposition party that we have is the People's Democratic Party. But lately, up till now, we were told that everything is over. But there are pockets of factions, and some persons are saying, well, as at yesterday, even this morning in the papers, a lot of fingers being pointed to the FCT minister saying, well, you cannot hold all of us hostage and all of that. What's happening in PDP, if I may ask? Have you been following?
Well, thank you very much. PDP, I don't think we have an opposition political party for now. We have opposition persons. So we have the likes of Atiku Abubakar as an opposition person. We have the like of Peter Obi, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, His Excellency Peter Obi, and some El-Rufai, His Excellency former governor of Kaduna State. So those are the persons that are speaking out against the party. Now, I said that advisedly because opposition, like you will see in other climes, opposition always opposition political parties are supposed to be a watchdog. They are supposed to be criticizing, they are constructively, they are supposed to be engaging policies of incumbent government. They are supposed to be analyzing, they are supposed to be providing alternatives. They are supposed to be scrutinizing. They are supposed to be engaging, the policy of the incumbent as it affects the people. They are supposed to be correcting. They are supposed to be directing, looking at it from their own program. They are supposed to be providing an alternative. They are supposed to be providing options for the people, and the final object is for the people to now look at them to say, we believe these people have a better idea. And so that is what you saw in Britain, in the UK, where the opposition party lost to the conservative that we have right now. So that's exactly what you are expecting, and that is again where we saw in the US, where the Republican took over from the Democrats after Biden lost to President. What's her name? She lost to President
Kamala.
Yes, Harris. She lost to Donald Trump. So it was because Donald Trump was make America first. He came with an option that, look, America has been down under the Democrats. The economy has been down under the Democrats. He believes that there is an option. The option should be the American first. Everything about America should be America first. America should be first in terms of its program. America should be first in terms of its policy and all of that. So right now, the opposition we have right now, like I said, is Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai, and all of that. And the reason is that the political parties have not been able to set direction. So you mentioned issue of PDP. You ask yourself, the minister you mentioned, is he a member of the PDP? Or is a member of APC? They just organized and arranged some election in the River State, and that is a state that he holds sway. From the report we saw, based on the arrangement, they said it was APC that won 20 out of the 22 local government. And this is, can you say he's a member of PDP? I mean, that is his state.
But what's the possibility? Because a lot of people, there is this issue in Nigeria when the ruling party, seems to win other positions in states. look at what happened in Rivers State, like you were just talking about it right now. The possibility of winning almost 20 local government councils out of 20 something. So what do you think as a legal practitioner? Is that how will you look at that election? What's your analysis of that election? How can you place it?
No. The election, like I said, what happened in Rivers State on Saturday was not an election. It was an electoral movie. So, in the movie, you have the actors, you have the script writers, you have the costume people, you have the editors and the directors. So it was an electoral movie, and following, of course, the script. And so the script ended on Saturday. And although we are going to see the later part of the movie, which will be, we expected to see a Thanksgiving service by Sunday. Some people will go to church and say they give God the glory for a very perfect election that was conducted. Some people will go to church and give thanks and make merry and dance. So that will be the last part of the movie. So whether the APC 220, like they claim, is just part of the script, just to give it the ambience of some legality. But you see, in a movie, the movie actually is what we call make believe. So they make the other members of the public to believe that they conducted an election. But I can tell you for free that that what happened in Rivers State on Saturday was not an election. And the reason is that, one, like I said I've said it in various fora that and various media houses, that the sole administrator does not have the right to conduct that election, the local government election. So, in law we say that you cannot do something or nothing, it will not stand. He does not have that power. So it is null and void. He is a sole administrator appointed under Section 305 by the President under the emergency rule. Section 305 of the Constitution does not give the President power to appoint a sole administrator into a state. That is one. Then two, even if he was appointed as a sole administrator in that state, on the 5th of August, he appointed one Monday OD as the chairman of the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct the election that was done on Saturday. Now, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission law says that Section 7 says that the chairman, that the commission shall be made of 7 persons, inclusive of the chairman, who shall be appointed by the governor of the state under Section 197 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Now, the Rivers State Electoral Commission is a creation of the Constitution, because Section 197 talk about State Independent Electoral Commission, and Section 198 says that the members of that commission shall be appointed by governor of the state. Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is for that state, and the Constitution says that the 7 members of that make up that commission must be appointed by the governor of the state. So the question you ask is the sole administrator the governor of the state? The Constitution is clear about who should be a governor. A governor is somebody who has put himself or herself for an election, voted by the people during a general election. Question: was the sole administrator, is he a governor? Has he put himself for an election? Was he elected as the governor of that state? And so, being not a governor, he couldn't have appointed the chairman of that commission that conducted that election. And so, having appointed such person, he has violated the provision of the Constitution, and so every action he has taken is null and void. So the election on the 30th of August that was conducted last Saturday in Rivers State, in as much as I'm concerned, and under the view of the law, is illegal, null and void.
But I am so glad. My joy now is the fact that you are a legal practitioner and you know the law. Recently in Nigeria, we've seen a lot of people take political offices from the court. All right. Now, what do you think can be done, or you feel, are you foreseeing any maybe court case emanating from that election? That's one election that we've not heard of people going to court. Even the last one that happened in Edo State, they still went to court and all of that. This is one election that we've not had anyone say anything. We've not heard of people going to court. So what can you say about people who may want to go to court, or you feel it's not important?
Before now, I think some couple of persons have been in court in Rivers State. I am aware that some persons went to court to challenge, the election.
Is it going to work?
It's a bit dicey. The reason is because, like I said in a particular program a day before yesterday, that Rivers State is like a crime scene. I don't know if you have been in a crime scene where, especially when in a robbery scenario, where the armed robber is with a gun, and he tells you to come out from your car and bring out what you have in your pocket. You follow such instruction with so much alacrity. When he says come out from your car, you don't come out, you jump out. When he says bring out what you have in your car, you don't bring out what you have in your pocket, you bring out your pocket to just comply. So that is what is happening in Rivers State. So everybody is just doing what somebody is directing them to do, including, I would say, and unfortunately, it's going to affect some of the members, officers of members of the judiciary. It's a state that has been captured, by the political buccaneers, and so that and the judicial officers, with respect, I don't think they have that kind of freedom, to discharge the application, in my own view, without fear. So they are discharging the application now with fear. And that's why I said the Rivers State is like a crime scene.
Oh, all right. You just made one very vital point right now. That is judicial freedom. All right. What impact? Well, we're looking at the political scene right now, and of course, everything is tilting towards 2027 as it is right now. What is the place of the judiciary right now as it has to do with freedom? Because whatever happens right now, all right, the judiciary, just like from what you've said, they may not have the free hand to do what is expected of them by the Rivers people and people who have taken this case to court. And the ripple effect of things like this, disbelieving the judiciary in a democratic setting. Now, what is the implication of not giving the judiciary freedom to carry out their due assignment in a political setting, in a democratic setting?
Well, the implication is that when the members of the judiciary, they are not given the free space to carry out their function, you have subversion of justice. So you don't get justice based on people's dictates, justice based on the dictates of persons. People now determine justices. They tell you, they determine what justice will be. That is the simple implication. When judges are not given the environment to discharge their duties without fear or favor, where people are being oppressed, where people are being manipulated, where people are monitored, where people are threatened, where there is no security of their jobs, where you are intimidated, where judicial officers are intimidated. so they just carry out their duties with fear and favor. So you see that when you look at the oath of the judiciary, that you should carry out your discharge your duty without fear or favor. It is because it is expected that there will be fear. It is expected that people will come and seek for your favor. It is expected that people will threaten you, but you have to discharge your duties without fear. So in this case, the judicial and judicial officers are under serious intimidation by members of the executive in court. And so we see situation where even the courts themselves, sometimes ago, I think I said it here, that even the Attorney General made reference to that point, where I think he went for a program and he was making a presentation. He said, it seems that justice is now for the elites, for the rich, So and that is to show you that even the Attorney General of the Federation is not oblivious of that fact, that the way the judiciary is right now, Nigerians are losing seriously confidence in the judiciary, and like you notice, people don't want to go to court. People are losing confidence in the courts because they have seen it as where people dictate the kind of justice they get, very unfortunately, and so that is where we are.
All right. Let's get back to the issue of the People's Democratic Party and, of course, the All Progressive Congress. Like you said when we got started, you said, well, it's obvious that the PDP is not, which is expected to give the APC a run for their money, they are not doing their job. Now, we have a coalition right now working towards 2027. One of the members, like you said the opposition that we have in Nigeria is individuals, and you mentioned names of people who see themselves as opposing the ruling party. You mentioned His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, the former governor of Kaduna State, His Excellency El-Rufai, and Peter Obi. These are the people forming what we call the coalition right now, the ADC. Now, El-Rufai, His Excellency El-Rufai was on a media and he said so many things. Remember his antecedents in APC before the fallout. And now the same people are forming this coalition. And the question was asked, in 2015, you came out, you said so many things. In 2023, in the last election, you came out and you were fully in support of the APC and even the Muslim ticket and this administration. And now the same you is coming to tell Nigerians that you don't believe in these people anymore. Putting all of this together, what do you think, of the ADC and, of course, the 2027 election? Is it a free entry for APC as it is?
Well, Nigeria is a puzzle. It's so unfortunate that we find ourselves in a situation like this. What Nigerians expected from the APC is good governance, rule of law, human rights, the adherence to human rights, and elevation, providing economic goods to the people. And from what we are seeing, it seems to be that people seem, a lot of Nigerians seem to be losing confidence in the government of the APC, and the opposition, they are not also helping matters. Maybe it might be through the influence of the APC, because we made mention of PDP being an opposition. We said, and I told you that the former governor of Rivers State is a member of the PDP, but he just finished they arranged the election they held, and APC won 20 according to them, 20 of the 23 local government. So question you ask yourself is, does it really belong to the PDP? And that is how other political parties have been. So ADC has a lot of issues. Atiku, we don't know whether Atiku is a member, but because what we knew or what we are aware of is that he has resigned his membership from the PDP. But whether he has now taken the membership of ADC is not within the public knowledge. The same to Peter Obi. So the question is, what exactly are they bringing options? Are they alternatives? That is the question we'll be asking ourselves. If there are options, what do they have on the table? What is their program? What is their manifesto? What is their agenda? And who are these persons? El Rufai, who is a member of the ADC now, is a member of the, it's not just member, a founding member of the APC. When he was in Kaduna, what was his history? What was his achievement? What was his record? During El Rufai, we had a lot of issues, crisis in Kaduna. Christians in Kaduna, especially those in South Kaduna, were feeling a bit oppressed. They had cases of killings, herdsmen, attacking communities in the south of Kaduna. So, what was his policy during the time? What was his program during the time of the late President Buhari? How did Nigeria fare during the President Buhari, under which El Rufai was the governor of Kaduna State? So when you look at what they had, if you look at their program during President Muhammad Buhari, when El Rufai was the governor, Nigeria had very stunning inflation rate. Poverty rate was on a geometric increment. Naira got to like 700 before Buhari left. So there was a devaluation of the Naira. And we look at what they call that now, we are prosecuting the former governor of the CBN of embezzling over 10 trillion naira. We saw houses, we saw a governor who had control of, who was dishing out money, ends and means. Is it ends and means they call it? Where trillions were being taken out of the bank, printed out and shared within their colleagues and their friends. So people were giving cash money transfer, and today we don't even know how many. With the money that was spent, over 300 billion more cash transfer during the President Buhari era. As of today, 130 million Nigerians are living below the poverty lines. Just less than 2 years that they left power. So where is the 200 billion? Where is the 300 billion? Google it and see the amount of money the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs spent on the cash transfer they were doing within the past administration. Over 300 billion was transferred to, they said they were giving the poorest of the poor. As at today, Nigeria is faced with multidimensional poverty. It is just a ruse. I'm talking about what happened while El Rufai was the governor of Kaduna State. A key member of the opposition party, of the APC. Less than 2 years down the line, you are shouting. So we don't believe in such people, because we have seen their record. Their record did not tell us that they are going to do something different. So their cry is just a case of them being brought out of power. Their cry is just them that they are not part of this current administration. That is our own perception of what they are saying. So we don't believe in such people, because they've had opportunity to be in governance. We've not seen what they did. Now Kaduna is, to me, in my view, is enjoying more peace than what it had during the time of El Rufai. So he cannot be seen to be giving us an alternative, because while he was the governor, we saw what happened. While he was the governor of Kaduna State, he was part of the Buhari administration by being member of the Federal Executive Council. We saw their policies, and the policy have little or no impact on Nigerians. So they cannot, Rufai cannot be giving us any form of alternative.
But what he is actually saying is, I could remember he was asked a question, and he said in every administration they've actually begged him, asked him to take political positions and all of that, and that's how he has been in the scene. Right now, looking at ADC, because one of the things that was even causing a lot of uproar, he himself, in ADC as we speak, a publicity secretary spoke to us on one of our programs on global television, and he was even talking about internal crisis in the party as we speak. Then a pointer to that fact is that El-Rufai have come out to fault Peter Obi and Mechi, who are members of the coalition, in quotes, for talking about a one-term bid. So now, can we say there is disagreement between these people? They are not. Can we say they are not aligning? Because the people we have in ADC right now is we have David Mark as the acting chairman. We have Peter Obi. We have Mechi. We have Aribishola, El-Rufai. But from his statement and the issue of one-term bid, a lot of people have frowned at it. Do you see that as a political statement? Because what he said is that it is a political statement. Even when he was asked a question about the Muslim Party, he said, well, it's a strategy that was being used by the All Progressive Congress. And the issue of one-term bid is also a strategy. That's what he said. So now, what does that speak of ADC and, of course, 2027?
Well, I think what is a personal opinion is what he was putting out. He was saying that he believes that the statement or the proposition by members of the persons who are vying to be candidates, presidential candidate, of the one-term proposition by them is not workable. But that is his own opinion. If I'm contesting for president and I say I can do it for a term of 4 years, why should it be his problem? It's my choice. Although the constitution says the person can recontest, I can choose to serve one time and say I'm not contesting again. The constitution does not compel president to vie for the next term. He just gave them one opportunity. After the first term, you can contest for the second term, and after that you cannot. So it is not within his mouth to even say it's not possible. That is his opinion. Is entitled to his opinion. So Peter Obi and other persons who are saying no, I want to do for one term, I promise them, that is their own agenda. That is their own plan. So you should give them the benefit of the doubt. If they go there, who tells you that they cannot change the polity in 4 years? Who tells you they cannot change the politics in 2 years? So it is their own program. The question anybody should ask them is, let us see your program. If you say you want a one term, you are going to run for one term, what anybody should do is not to criticize them. It's not to tell them, oh, you cannot do it. Oh, no, it's not your business. You that have done 8 years, what have you done? What did you come out? Even if we give you 100 years, there are some persons, if you give them 100 years, it's not enough for them. So that is not his business. I refer to face whatever he wants to say as it concerns him. If any of them are saying they want a one time of 4 years, it is the person's business. The constitution does not compel anybody to go for a 2 term of 8 years. It is not mandatory. No. So you can contest. If Tinubu says now that the 2027 is not contested, nobody is going to flog him. It is within his right to say I'm not going for second term. So what is El-Rufai's problem about that? All what we should say, all what anybody should do is tell us how you are going to govern this country within a 4 years. How are you going to achieve your objectives? How are you going to implement your program within these 4 years? That is the question people should ask, and not to challenge whether to let us know how it will not be possible. We don't want those to. You should keep it for himself. Let those persons who are saying that they are going. So it is not a problem. That does not in any way show that there's a problem in the ADC. It is a problem with El-Rufai. It doesn't show that there's a problem in ADC. It shows that El-Rufai has a problem.
Okay, so it's all about the individual right now. Now, the People's Democratic Party are preparing for their convention, and you know what convention means to political parties, especially now that a lot of politicking is going on for 2027. But there is a problem. The faction, like in one of the papers today, the Punch newspaper, to be specific, not just in Punch, in most of the papers, we have this PDP issue. And the convention now on the Punch newspaper, they say Wike's camp demands ignite fresh PDP feud. They are making a demand, and that demand is about their chairman. But then Makinde's camp, party governors, BOT reject FCT ministers convention condition, Damago's removal and others. Now, the People's Democratic Party, all right, as it is right now, and with what is happening between them, this is internal. Now, some person cannot ascertain whether the FCT minister, he said he's a PDP member, but some persons are still of the doubt. Some persons are still doubting whether or not, because of some of these things playing out. What do you think is happening in PDP between these stakeholders? These are people that before now, okay, look at Makinde and of course Wike, and look at how the relationship is going right now. I was in one of their BOT meetings, and what they said is that everything has been resolved in the People's Democratic Party, but we are seeing new fields every day. What does that speak as far as APC and PDP is concerned? Because every average Nigerian, some even believe that the parties we have in Nigeria is just APC and of course PDP, because these are the ones that have been ruling that a lot of Nigerians know. With what is happening now, what do you think the FCT minister is up to?
Anyway, for me, I think that the PDP is having serious issues in accommodating Wike, and Wike is trying to do an asset job. Wike want to take control of the machinery of the PDP with the intention to use it against and in favor of the president. Of course, that is what you have seen. I mean, we don't need to analyze or debate that. You have seen it in Rivers State. He just came and told you that 20 local government has been won by an opposition party. A party.
Is it Wike that said it, or
no? Wike and I'm not saying Wike declared the result. I'm saying Wike said he has also confirmed that APC won 20 out of 20 local government. So I'm not saying that it was Wike that declared the result. The result was declared by Wike. So the point I'm making is that as a member of the PDP, it should not be something you should be proud about. So the point therefore is that it is an attempt to dismantle the PDP, to weaken the PDP, so that it can give certain advantage to the APC. And that's why I said he's doing an asset job. So the PDP should know what to do. And I'm disappointed that the PDP, they are saying they're a political party, and I see one of them taking some of these actions, and they have not been able to address it. It just shows that they are just dogs that can bark, that does not have the capacity to bite. And so if you have a dog that is without a teeth, there's no point having the dog around you, because the essence of having the dog is to provide certain level of security for you. So PDP is just like a chess game. The Wiki is trying to use them to negotiate political advantage for himself.
So what do you think of 2027 for APC? Is it, can we now say, well, with what is happening, I think it's going to be very easy for the All Progressive Congress?
No. 2027, as much as I'm concerned, in my very strong opinion, I have not seen any of the political party that can dislodge the APC. Because from what you have seen, the APC the ruling party has captured the system. They've captured all aspects of our national life. I mean, everything is being influenced by them. The way the system is structured and the way it is being operated and conducted right now, it's going to be very difficult for any of these political parties to dislodge the ruling party. The ruling party, they're in control of the army, they're in control of the police, they're in charge of they're in control of the judiciary, they're in control of everybody. You can hear that the minister was saying that the president has power to suspend some provision of the constitution. So, under the emergency rule in Rivers State. So, and people went to court. The governors went to court. PDP governors went to court. As I'm talking to you today, that case has not been listed for hearing in the Supreme Court. So, and the emergency rule, they went to court to challenge the emergency rule. The emergency rule is expiring some few days from now. So is the court going to go to the case after it has expired? So at the end of the day, so it is just like a helpless situation. And so we are all here watching.
All right, we are all here watching to see what is going to come out of it. Finally, before I let you go right now, a lot of people are registering online, Nigerians, some Nigerians are discouraged as far as voting is concerned in Nigeria. Some persons are abusing, even ready, from the statements we hear from people, some persons are not even ready to be part and parcel of elections anymore. Registration is going on online. What would you, as a judicial, a custodian of the law, as a legal practitioner, what would you say to Nigerians? Because a lot of people are losing hope. How can we build the hope of Nigerians back to participate in elections? And of course, because I will tell you, well, even if we vote, it doesn't count, which is their opinion anyway.
It's very unfortunate, and it's very unfortunate that we have got into this situation in our lifetime. I so much believe when President Tinubu came, I so much believed in him, because I felt that he has been part of the struggle for democratic roots. So I felt he will understand the plight of Nigerians. I felt he was in a position to do some corrections, to put standards, to win to give confidence to Nigerians, to the citizen, about how Nigeria should be. Looking at his antecedent, former governor of Lagos State, member of NADECO, being part of the civil society, during the Abacha era and all of that. So, but what we have right now is something that is stark different from that. And so, what I would tell Nigerians is that please don't lose hope. The country is not that country; is our own country. Let us keep pushing up, never give up. Do the registration and have your card and have your voter's card. It doesn't mean that you have the voter's card and you are going to vote, but just have it so that if it seems that there is light in the end of the tunnel, and when there is a call for voting, and when people like us, we have so much belief in the system, we will continue to speak as the opportunity comes, and make sure that at least the government, people in position should hear. But always, you on your own, do registration, come out there, make your point. It is your country. It is not their country. It is our own country. So don't lose confidence because I don't have any other country. I don't have dual citizenship. This is the country I know. So I must fight for my country. And the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. So never give up.
The office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. That's for me. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today. It's been a wonderful time.
Thank you so much for having me.
That has been the voice of Barrister Victor Giwa, a legal practitioner and a public affairs analyst. And of course, this is going to be the size of this conversation. The last word is for you. Take it home, take it to the bank, and of course, in 2027, all of us will still be relevant. This is our country.